Okay, stop me if this sounds familiar. You are convinced that you need the perfect breakthrough idea to start your company. You've been waiting and itching to start. Meanwhile, you're scrolling online and someone just built a profitable business, selling a website that generates random color palettes for designers. So where's the truth there? Best startup ideas aren't lightning bolts of genius. They're just everyday problems that a lot of people accept as normal. Hey, I'm Chris Greenwald, entrepreneur, startup coach, FANG product manager, and attorney, and I have helped founders turn everyday frustrations into profitable businesses while working behind the scenes with major companies like Microsoft, Meta, and Starbucks. Are you ready to stop waiting for inspiration to hit and start systematically finding opportunities? Let's dive in. Today, we're breaking down idea generation, and I'm going to show you why the founders making real money are not waiting for eureka moments. They're using data, systems, and proven frameworks to uncover problems worth solving. So we'll cover 3 practical methods that have generated hundreds of successful startups. By the end of this video, you'll have a systematic approach to finding startup ideas that people actually want to pay for. Okay, method number 1. Google Trends. This is like a digital crystal ball for what will be important coming up in the future. And here is what most founders will miss. Google Trends show you problems that people are actually desperately searching for solutions to, not just things that are going to go viral on TikTok or something like that. So let me give you a simple example. In 2019, searches for remote work tools were pretty low and steady. Then COVID hit and they exploded 400%. But here's what's interesting. Smart founders weren't waiting for that explosion. They noticed the searches slowly growing throughout 2018 and got ahead of it. So take Loom, for example. Loom is a screen recording tool, and their founders saw that searches for quick video messages were climbing month after month. Nothing dramatic, just consistent growth. And that steady signal became a $1.5 billion company. So here's how you can use this. Go to Google Trends and search for problems in your area, plus words like alternative, cheap, simple. You're looking for searches that have doubled over the last 2 years. Nothing crazy like a 600% viral spike, but steady upward trends. It is those steady climbs that show a real growing demand. I want you to remember with this that viral trends will make headlines, but steady trends will make you money. Method number 2, this is one that people overlook all the time because it sounds so simple, but it is a daily frustration audit. I think a lot of the best startup opportunities are often hidden in your everyday life, both personal and professional. So here's how I want you to systematically capture them. For 1 week, carry a notebook or use a digital tool to capture every instance that you think, this is annoying, this is inefficient, or my favorite, there has to be a better way of doing this. This applies to everything from tangled headphones to maybe a complex approval process at work. When you're at home, I want you to pay attention to those daily irritations that you've learned to accept. Spanx founder Sarah Blakely started her company because she was frustrated with just how her pants looked. At work, you also have unfettered insider access to industry problems that you know people would pay for a solution for. So every inefficient process or manual task is an opportunity for you to grow your company. Another story is the founder of DocuSign. He was working at a law firm watching lawyers print, sign, scan, email, print, sign, scan, email contracts hundreds of times per day. Instead of just accepting that this is how things work, he saw a substantial opportunity that became another $1 billion business. So don't filter, don't judge these observations during your audit week. Just record them. Most successful startups often solve problems that their founders initially dismissed as not being big enough or too obvious. There has to already be a solution for this. All right, method number 3. This one's really exciting. It is using Reddit to mine real conversations. I think Reddit is essentially a 24/7 focus group on people discussing their issues. It can be so entertaining, but the real question is, for a founder, are you looking at this systematically, or are you just kind of scrolling through and having fun randomly? I knew someone who built a simple process searching subreddits like our entrepreneur, our small business, our freelancer, all for posts containing phrases like, I wish there was, why doesn't, or I'm so tired of. Within 1 week, this guy found 47 specific problems that were mentioned multiple times. One of them really caught his attention, and it was freelancers complaining about clients asking for small revisions that turned into full rewrites. A couple months later, he launched a contracting tool that automatically defines revision scope. Now, $30,000 in revenue in the first quarter. He made all of that from just a Reddit conversation that he overheard. Systematically, I guess, but overheard. But this is where I don't want you to mess up. I don't want you to go to the largest Reddits, the largest subreddits, look for the most upvotes on something, and then create a business out of it. That's not what we're doing here. We want to look not at the loudest complaints, but the ones that get some quiet agreement. So maybe a comment with 200 upvotes and replies saying this, same here. That's your signal that this is a growing issue and that this is something that people would resonate with. So here's the approach I want you to take. I want you to look at 5 different subreddits in your target market, something that you understand, something you enjoy, a passion side project, something like that. And then search for posts in the last 90 days, something kind of current, containing problem phrases that we talked about. I'm so tired of, I wish they would just. 3 people complaining about the same thing. That's just noise. But 30 people complaining about that. Now that is a potential business opportunity that I want you to look at. If this method sounds useful and you'd like a detailed how-to video, let me know in the comments below. I think this is a real fun one. Now with all of these, I want you to apply a couple of filters. First, would you pay for this? If you wouldn't pay for it, how will you get anyone else to? Another one is the frequency test. How often does this problem occur? A daily problem can build a daily habit for someone. A weekly problem can build weekly revenue for you. But monthly or yearly problems, those better be pretty expensive problems, like TurboTax, a couple $100s or so each time. You want to really focus on things that occur more often because that can increase your revenue opportunities. And then lastly, something that's interesting, looking at the innovation test, people think they have to have new ideas. It has to be completely different, but that isn't true. People don't really need new. They need better, faster, cheaper. So always think about that as you're looking through this. Now, your next breakthrough idea is out there. I cannot wait for you to find it, but it's probably just a $20 problem that a million people face every day. So stop looking for the next iPhone and start looking for the next, I wish someone would just blank, because that's where the real businesses are born. Not in genius moments, but in everyday frustrations that everyone else ignores. So your homework, pick one method from today, Google Trends, a daily frustration audit, or Reddit analysis, and spend 2 hours in this next week using it systematically. I am so confident that you will find at least 3 potential startup ideas. So, what is the most annoying part of your day that you just accept as normal? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one and often respond with specific validation strategies. And if this changed how you think about startup ideas, then please hit the like button. That will show it to more founders that need to see this. And lastly, remember, the best startup ideas aren't hiding. They're being discussed. You just need to know where to listen. I'll see you in the next one.